Are we live?
We're live. I'm not sure there's a category or tags I can put on the stream that makes that safe, that conversation.
No. All right. Hey. Bit of a gap. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 239 for September the 6th, 2024. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil.
Hello.
And on my right by Dave.
Right.
All right. Yeah,
Hello.
welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks very much. We're running fantastically late tonight. I am the reason. But we're here now, and we're getting on with it.
It won't make any difference to audio listeners, obviously, which are the majority of the listeners, obviously. No one really tunes in live.
It is going to make a difference to them because we've lopped off 3/4 of an hour of showtime. Now you see the problem with not starting without me.
That was a very creepy looking.
Oh God, is that
I
the
can't.
time
We're
already?
going to have to shut this stream down because I'm not sure that's allowed.
Right, see? Is that the time already? These guys have just been
waffling away,
dossing about for 3/4.
playing music.
Yeah, I've been playing
COD.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. It is good to be here. So I'm just coming down from work mode, coming up to seal mode. Oh yeah, I forgot I could put that in the what we've been doing. So I was doing the streaming, wasn't I? Let's move on then to. Do we have anything for fantasy? I can't remember.
Well, there was a week of football last week.
Oh fuck that week! Excuse my French.
Sorry, that was your fault.
Is that the first swear word? Sorry.
Just because you did shit.
I didn't really do shit.
Well, I did shit because I played my wild card. I played the wrong captain last week. Otherwise, it would have been fine.
No, you're telling me you didn't do what you should have not have done.
Should have played Haaland as captain. Then I'd have got a lot more points because he got a hat trick again 2 weeks in a row. But unfortunately, I captained the Parma man, who's currently not in the England squad because he went home injured. Hopefully. As in inverted commas.
Well, you do have a yellow triangle, yeah.
Yeah, but that's bollocks.
Dave, you would have done all right. You captain Haaland, so you're on the...
Yep. Did he do all right?
I'm on the Haaland train.
Well, he still got below average.
Under average, but...
Did you?
Speaking of below average...
There was some people who did horrific.
What, was like getting 51 points when Haaland got a hat-trick?
Jesus.
Who got 51 points?
I got 51. I've dropped like a stone to 14th place, but I am okay with this, or I was up to a point. Do
you want to tell everyone about what happened in the week?
Oh my God. I don't know what happened, listeners. Sit down with me, listeners.
Get ready to email in.
I did a lot of soul searching with this Haaland hat trick, and I was like, shh.
That's 2 hat tricks in 3 weeks.
It annoys me because he's doing, I mean... There's two parts to it, right? The first of, I'm just super annoyed because I don't have him, right? But at the same time, he's doing, when he does that, 2 hat tricks in a row, you can't ignore that, right? I mean, that is so much happening by one guy. Like, you can't miss that train. So it annoys me with every ounce of my fiber that I have to give in and follow the pack, right? I don't like following the pack. I feel
like doing the double then? Because there's another player who's got the same amount of points as Haaland in the first 3 weeks.
Is that Salah?
Yeah. And they're both the most expensive players in the game.
Right. So anyway, I did some soul searching earlier in the week, and I was like, you know what? I gotta jump on. I can't risk another week of being behind. I mean, the thing is, it's like, what are the chances he's going to do something again, right? Surely not. But
quite
then we
high,
keep saying
apparently.
that. I know. We keep saying it, and he does it. So anyway, yep. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do a whole set. And I was thinking about Neil as well. And Neil was a little bit correct. Don't tell him I told you this, right? But Neil was a little bit right in that, you get a bit of a feel after the first couple of weeks of how things are sort of bubbling over, right? It's 3 weeks now, so we've got a little bit of a hand, especially if you've been watching the matches, right? You can get an idea of who's being played and who looks to be like in a possible inform for the future, which are, which are nice. Anyway, long story short, I did 10 transfers out of my team, and I forgot to press the wild card button. So it cost me 40 points. Ouch! I think. Anyway, we took this to the committee, and the committee, which is pretty much me, Neil, and Andy Cox, I then decided to do more transfers and play the wild card. So I've either... And we're waiting to see whether that sort of cancels it out as sort of like an Like if they just sum up everything at the end of the week and go, oh, he used his wild card, right? So I don't know is the answer. What's going to happen here? It could go exactly how I want it to go with the wild card played, and I don't lose any points.
It says that in the rules. It says that if you play any transfers during a game week, once you've played the wild card, do not cost you any points. It doesn't say specifically if you've already cocked it up and cost yourself a load of points that they cancel them out on the official FPL. But other people suggest that does.
Yeah, it also does say. I don't know whether.
Well, you can't cancel your wild card once you've played it is one of the things it says, but I think you'll be all right. As long as you've played your wild card, I think it's okay.
I really don't know. There was something about
until it comes off, like the next game week.
Until they do the full calculations, right? You think, well, that's
fingers crossed for you anyway.
But at the same time, I also said there is something like if that has happened, and I've caned myself like a quarter of my points in one fell swoop by accident. I'm sort of okay with it, right? There's sort of a, like I was saying.
If you're going to do it at some point of the year, then I guess it's now.
I quite like the idea of there's sort of like an anarchist part of me that quite likes the idea that I've completely just thrown myself in the bin, and that's what I have to get out of. Like it gives me something to work towards. Just trying to work towards winning the thing is hard, but trying to work towards improving every week is almost easier.
Especially when you've taken 40 points off yourself.
Well, exactly. So I don't know. I'm waffling a bit.
I think you'll be all right.
Hopefully we'll be all right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm still in the toilet at 14th. Sorry for anyone below me, but you're in the toilet even more.
Yeah. How many Yanks above you?
Oh, don't.
Just two above you.
Future champion Luch is ahead of me.
No, he's not. He's not a future champion.
Lewis. He is.
No, he's not. Well, not in this game. Not in our league. Maybe in another league. With just Yanks.
Wow, that's fighting talk.
Because we've got serious competition this year. We've got someone who clearly knows what they're doing in the league this year. Christian has raised an FPL expert, apparently. Unfortunately, he still supports Forest, so he's not perfect. But his son, Will, is absolutely smashing it so far. He got 94 points last week. He's on.
Okay.
He's got the Salah and the Haaland. The Sharland or the Salah. I don't know what you want to call him. It's like this, not the Brennifer or whatever it was. Is it Brennifer?
I understand where you're trying to go with that.
Yep. Oh, God, you do.
It was Brennifer, wasn't it?
Yes.
Or Brangelina as well. He's had a few, to be fair.
You're taking this and running with it, aren't you?
Oh, well, there we go. I don't know. So yeah, that's proved to be. Although it looked absolutely insane at the beginning to try and get Haaland and Salah and Trent, apparently, Sumo's just piped in the chat, in your team, which accounts for originally 27.5, £34.5 million of your £100 million budget for 3 players. Seems like it's paying off so far.
Mm.
But if both of those players don't do anything in 1 week, I feel like you might struggle in that week.
Well, that's it, right? You know that, but that's the whole crux of the matter, isn't it? I mean, I have a super strong team that was doing okay, but it just didn't have those
super
2 players.
Strong.
Of course, it was.
Okay, you say so. 14.
Yeah, that's without the 2 players scoring me the wealth of points.
Where were you second week?
Or I don't know.
Oh, I'll have to look it up. But
second or
it wasn't
something?
top, that's for sure. It wasn't second.
Second or third. Yeah, it was probably third.
Okay, you can believe that if you want. You tell yourself that.
Okay. All right, moving along.
Anyway, so Liverpool, surprise, 3 clean sheets in a row. Liverpool defence looking like a good place to go until after the international break when everyone does that and it goes to shit.
Yeah, until they start shipping goals.
Yeah. I think their fixtures look okay. Don't quote me on that, but I think they're not awful. I think they might have a couple of iffy ones, but there are 3 teams really in the league that the players you pick from their teams, as long as you pick the right ones, are probably fixture proof. That is Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool. they're all going to do well across the season.
Tottenham seems to be sniffing around that group too.
When if they can keep their proper players fit, then maybe. But they are doing a Luton, it would seem, like creating lots of chances, but someone's not putting them in the back of the net, which means you don't get any points in FPL because you don't get points for looking good.
I think they're a good future pick.
Yeah, I think there's time for them to come good. Son was a good pick for the first week or second week. Which one was it? Second week. Didn't do so well last week. But yeah, I think the three to get in, if you're going to just set and forget, is Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool at the minute. They're looking pretty good for the season. So it's only early, obviously, but they've been there or thereabouts for the last fucking 5 years or whatever. So I think they're a good shout if you get the right players. The Sakas, the Havertz from Arsenal, Salah. Luis Diaz is on a hot streak at the minute. History says maybe that's going to last. It's not going to last all season, but who knows? They've got a lot of options up front. Man City, the main man, obviously you have to have, basically, it would seem. You're going to be bold if you don't have Haaland this season. He's already at 15.2. Salah is at 12.7. He's gone up this morning. So if you don't have them now, it's going to get harder and harder. I don't think they're going down in price anytime soon, unless they get injured.
It's outrageous.
So yeah, that's that.
All right.
That's my words.
Is that it then?
So Liverpool are playing Forest next, I believe. Is that what you're saying? Someone
Well,
saying
there's nothing this weekend anyway, so.
No, we got to
All right.
look forward again next week. So yeah, Will's top, Nathan second, Andy Cox up in third.
Oh, fucking nosebleeding Cox.
That's a phrase, that's for sure.
Yeah, isn't it? It's a show title right there.
I'm not sure it is.
Bleeding Cox, yeah. Brilliant.
Easy.
That's what you said.
Nose bleeding.
Well, sort of.
So yeah, it's Lewis is the top American.
How's it going in the head-to-head?
I'll have a look and let's see. We got Will in top. You're doing better in the head-to-head than you are in the main league because you're fourth in the head-to-head
Right.
because you've won all
Jesus,
three
dude,
fixtures.
Take your boots off. Holy smokes.
It's all right, got to kick it in now while I can.
Yeah, I know you do.
Andy Cox second in the head-to-head. There's 4 teams basically on 9 points, 3 wins out of 3. Andy says, I'm sure, like he says, I'm sure he's never heard this before. Makes a change to "Is your middle name sucks?" Yeah, I definitely there was a lad at school called Tim Cox. And I definitely heard that said.
Oh, look, I did shit last week and I still beat Kev.
Kev the noob.
Kev the noob.
Kev
Luckily,
is currently on 0 points. Just saying. He's lost all 3 games.
I struck gold there, grabbing Kev this week.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, he got absolutely thumped last week, as you recall. Oh, I've clicked on the wrong button. So the fixtures for last week. Dave lost at Matt Arnold. Mike and Tim, close-ish. But the closest game, where was it? I did write about it. 44 to 47, is that the close one? Daisy Reed, 44. Chris Jackson, 47.
Ooh.
Daisy's struggling for points, but so is Chris, apparently. But someone's really struggling for points last week. Gary D. Felice. What the fuck happened there, mate? Has he got his head somewhere else on the US football? He got 25 points last week. That's horrendous.
I'm sorry, what? How did you score 25 points?
That's awful, isn't it?
Yes.
That's cue me getting 25 points next week. So,
oof.
That is awful. He lost to my wife in the head-to-head, 73 to 25.
He's relying on De Bruyne.
He's gone off. He's infected with the woke mind virus, buying a Tesla. He's not playing fantasy football properly. It's all gone.
He's been busy doing his US football drafts and all that shit.
Yeah, he had a few Man City players, but he just didn't play. Aka, De Bruyne, Foden.
Yeah, he picked all the wrong ones, basically. He has not picked the correct Man City player, which is obviously Erling Haaland. And everyone else you might as well not bother with at the moment, apart from
Yeah, he had
Rico
Saka on the
Lewis.
team, but again,
Rico
Saka's
Lewis.
not doing.
Saka
not
didn't do
doing
it
great at
last
the
week, but
moment.
I think Saka's a good pick for the season. Like I said to you, Dave, Saka will be
he
fine,
is.
unless he gets injured. It's going to be good for the season. He's a 200 point a season player, unless he gets injured.
Was.
He will be.
I'm not sure.
Well, we'll see. Scott's in the chat. He says he's happy not bottom. So
Yep, fair enough.
everyone's happy they're not bottom. He did lose last week though to fucking Lewis. So there we go.
Oh,
Go
well.
back to the standings, shall
Yeah.
we?
What was the average?
Average was 64, which is what I scored last week on my wild
Right.
card, which may suggest that I fucked up the wild card. But I still look at my team. I like.
How would your previous? How would your previous?
It would have done worse. It would have done worse.
Okay.
Because I definitely checked that. I was like, for fuck's sake, it's the average. But if I'd have captained Haaland, I'd have been smashing it. But I captained Cole Palmer as a differential captain.
Right.
And then fucking Haaland goes and bangs
Differentials.
another hat trick. So there we go.
All right.
The best laid
Okay.
plans and all that.
All right, moving along. What else we got? Anything
For
else?
what? For football?
Yep.
Well, just there's a week until there's Premier League again, and it's international break. So look out for your players getting injured or what have you. And I don't know, maybe you've missed the time to play the wild card if you've got the wrong players, because there's lots of players have gone down in shitloads of players have gone down in price, and a fair few of the premium picks are going up. Sumu's being cheeky in the chat, is asking how Luton are getting on, and he knows full well they're doing shit.
All right.
We're going to turn the
Right.
corner. The international breaks come at the perfect time for Luton Town because they were fucking dire at actually scoring goals. Playing all right, but just can't score.
How many international players have Luton got?
A few. Got a lot of under 21s.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, are we done with football now? Come
I'm-
on, I told
I'm
you we're
fucking
running out
done.
of time. Let's go. Right, good. Right, listener stuff. Derek Sines says all bets are off. Seal podcast. With the collapse of multi-million-dollar video game Concord after less than 2 weeks, it seems that. Okay, so does everybody know about Concord? Concord released by PlayStation.
We'll talk
Will
about
cover
that,
that?
shall we?
Will
Should we
we?
talk about it now,
Okay.
or do you want to wait till you read the whole thing and then talk about
We'll do
the
a
whole
Cole's
thing?
note on Concord. What's happened with Concord?
Concord released big PlayStation game, released on Steam at the same time. Obviously, they had a much success with Helldivers 2 earlier on the season, which was a £35 game. Released to much fanfare and was gratefully received by the community as a whole, and it was largely played. Concord was like their Valorant, I guess. It's a bit like
Yeah.
Valorant, a hero
Bit
shooter.
like Valorant, bit like Dota with lanes and stuff. I mean, I think it sort of borrows a little bit.
Interesting idea. Probably would have had more success if it's a free-to-play
Oh, sorry,
game.
no, I'm thinking of the wrong game. Sorry, I'm thinking of Deadlock, not Concord.
Yeah, Deadlock's the Valve game, which is no one really
Yeah.
knows about because no one's seen it.
I've seen it.
Oh, wow, lucky you. So Concord actually came out as a £40 game, whatever that is, 50 quid maybe, I guess, in the States.
Oof, they didn't read the room.
They definitely fucked that bit up. It was really polished, looked great, and I think it played all right, and I don't think there was anything really wrong with it, other than they decided to try and charge 40 quid for a multiplayer game in an era where shitloads of games are available for free, like that.
It wasn't perfect, that's for sure. From what I'm understanding, and I'm reading quite
Was it a bit too
things.
woke?
So I'll give you a bit of insight. I'm looking at Steam DB now, and this is what I'm going to take my information from about this game. Is can anybody get and I hazard a guess of how many? So the cheapest it was on Steam for the UK price was £35.
Was that available via a Green Man Gaming, for example?
No, just on Steam, just through the sale of Steam. How many people at one time, concurrent users, do you think the maximum player count was?
400.
25,000.
Hazard a guess.
400.
697.
That's
Not
outrageously
max.
bad.
No, they had bigger
That's
player
max.
count
All
than that.
time 14. All time peak on Steam.
Oh, on Steam.
On Steam, that's what it is. 697. So
That's a big clanger.
that's abysmal. absolutely horrific. And you're right. There's so many games that are
There's
brilliant.
definitely
at the
more
moment that
people
are
playing
free.
hentai games than that on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that anyway, what I understand is the game was okay. People who played it liked it, but they just didn't
I
get
think I played
it
the
just
one match
didn't
in
get any traction, right?
the beta because I was a PS
Right.
Plus member, so I had to go at it, and I was like, "This is all right. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it." But yeah, it needs to be free.
to play.
It should have been a free weekend. There should have been.
I can't believe they just binned it after 2 weeks, though. That's outrageous.
Well, they haven't binned it, have they?
Have they not? They've shut the
it's
servers
not,
off. You
but
can't
it's not
play it.
binned. They're coming back.
They're refunding the game.
I know, but they're going to rework it free to play, right?
You think?
Throw it in the bin. Of course. Why? What would you do?
I don't know.
Would you just write it
I
all
can't
off,
believe. What they could have done was refund everyone, keep it alive, and then make it free to play before just taking all the servers offline.
Yeah, but you have to monetize it, right?
Yeah.
Your whole monetization is going to change.
Was there not extra stuff you could have bought anyway? I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, your whole business model changes when you stop getting $40.
Yeah, they fucked up big time.
And now you want them to buy skins. I mean, anyway, I would imagine they'll bring it back.
I don't know. I think
that
it's got too much. It's like, what was that game on the Xbox cancelled that looked cool, and everyone was like, "That looks great," and then it just went, "Fuck it, ta-da!" That never came out. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I was looking for that. Was Platinum, wasn't it?
Yeah, can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. Anyway, let's read the
it's
rest
not
of
quite
Derek's
as bad
email.
as that, obviously.
With the collapse of multi-million-dollar video game Concord after less than 2 weeks, it seems that throwing vast amounts of money at a game doesn't ensure its quality or success. A similar fate almost befell Redfall in 2023, and when games flop, that inevitably leads to big job cuts in the games industry. It seems creating a good video game is not good enough anymore. Shareholders would prefer you make a bad or average game that makes them a profit. So with all I've said in mind, you are the manager of a new game publisher, Barking Seal Media, and have a budget of $30 million to appoint any game developer of your choice to make a game for you over the next 3 to 4 years. What sort of game would it be, and which game developer would make it? Riches await if it's a hit, but derision and shame await if it crashes and burns. Time to step up to the plate and knock it out of the park. Well, that's no small task.
$30 million doesn't sound like a lot of money.
No.
For 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not a huge amount of money.
You've got to find the next Balatro, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the problem. The industry, it's just not the same, right? And I do have a certain empathy for these game devs, or sympathy for these game devs trying to predict this stuff, right? I mean,
thing is, that's the game's taken however many years to come out. You need to have the foresight, because games, big AAA style quality games, could take a long time to come out. A lot of testing involved.
Well, he's already done it. Like Derek's said there, you've got 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, so we need to think about what's going to be good in 3 to 4 years' time.
Dude, 3 to 4 years is just in the last 10 years, 3 to 4 years is just unreal, right? It never felt like this before, but things have just moved so quickly. And then plus you had COVID, which changed things. Plus you have the consoles are just going nuts right now. Who knows what's happening with those? I think Concord failing on Sony is rather indicative of shifts in the marketplace. Like I honestly, like, Sony fans beware. Like I'm sure there's a lot of Sony fans, and I'm not saying that we have them in this, but I'm sure there's a lot. But we know there's a lot of Sony fans out there. Whatever, we're probably going to dance on the grave of Xbox. Let's face it, Xbox is in serious deep shit, right, with their console business, or not in deep shit, but they're just moving in a direction where I don't see a future for Xbox consoles in the current state they're in.
I don't think anyone's going to have hardware in 10 years, maybe 20
Xbox
years.
Anyway, my point is, Xbox is shitting the bed. I'm sure Sony people will be dancing on their graves, but honestly, I think Sony are in the shit right now. I've heard a couple of murmurings in the background.
The problem for Sony is all of their good games cost fucking hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right, and so anyway, just to finish my point is, who knows what's around the corner, right? Sony could be crashing and burning in 2 years. They could fucking release the PlayStation Pro. Nothing happens with it. They've already burned through PSVR 2 money, I'm sure. who knows what the future is going to bring? It's brutal. What kind of game would I go for? You know, honestly, I'm looking at Dave right now. I don't know why, but my Discord defaults to Dave, so I'm looking at him. But I'm thinking, you know what? If I had to make a game, I would take. I right now would
Factory
try
game.
and make something like a factory game. Make something that's a little bit more serious, if that makes sense. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Simulation.
Yeah, something that, you know, if you craft it well, you're not gambling. You know, you're going to pull in, you know, an average amount of people if you craft a good game. I think things like Concord, things, you know, other games like that, they're banking on making it big. They can't survive on
I reckon I
mediocre
got an
numbers.
answer. I reckon you get the people who made R Factor originally, and you make a fucking really good quality racing simulator. And that is a hardcore group of people who will just buy the best there is. And they buy every fucking one that comes out generally.
Right.
And I reckon
I would, you know,
if you made a good racing simulator on PC, I swear, if they brought Gran Turismo to PC, it would sell fucking shitloads of copies.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
it would capture
honestly,
the casuals, and it would fucking go for, like, people who've got all of the cool shit to make it look really fucking great, and have a steering wheel.
Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, Derek. $30 million, 3 to 4 years, deal. It's done. Okay, seal. Right.
Give us the money.
We got the three of us. No, we just need a couple of million to start. Right. First year, give us a couple of million up front. We're just going to go away to an island and we're going to think about it. Right. That's what we need to do. Right.
The brainstorm.
Not saying we're not all going to come back alive. I think that's
depends which island you go to.
I think so.
If we go to Ibiza for a couple of years,
one of us is going to die from alcohol poisoning. And
not going to be
seriously, it still could be me if we go away.
No,
with $1 million.
No responsibilities for 2 years. Or is it just a year? Just a year.
I don't know. That one I'd like to revisit that question. I know it sounds crazy to say that, but
and really think about it.
Think about it a little bit more. Maybe we just sort of like stick a pin in that one and comment on it. And
I feel like I reckon racing sim's a good one, because I don't reckon they're super expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right. I'm gonna throw something massively wild out here. Right. I'm gonna say if we take the 30 million, we don't actually make a game, but we make an application that's installable through Steam called PC Optimizer or something similar. You know, like
I'm in.
And literally people buy it for a couple of quid, and then like they press install and it does it all install, and it
just steals money from people.
It just
it clones all your
into
data.
your bank account. It just rinses the game.
Yeah, it rinses your bank account. There we go.
Yeah. I don't know. Or you make a game that is in collaboration with the Chinese.
You just
government.
go to Tencent.
Doesn't that one rinse your bank? That one rinses your bank account as well, doesn't it?
As well, yeah.
Ultimately, we just need to be rinsing some bank accounts.
Get a bit of crypto mining going in the background.
There you go.
Yeah. Nailed it.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Derek. Much appreciated. Paul W. sent this in. He says, if you were at a posh dinner party with a group of people you don't really know, if it was asked at the table, what do you like to do in your spare time? Would you feel happy to disclose that you play video games as a hobby, or do you feel you may be unfairly judged? Very good question.
Yeah, my answer's changed on that. I thought
Depends how old everyone else is in that dinner party. Okay.
I used to be embarrassed by it. I'm not anymore. To be honest, I don't care what people think about me anymore. So yeah, I play computer games and I do a video game podcast with two good friends.
Idiots.
That we've been doing for 5 years.
Do you know how he paused before he said that? He had to change the wording.
He got in there just before I completed the sentence for him, to be fair. Well done.
But funnily enough, like even a couple of years ago, I think I would have been embarrassed by it. But now, I don't give a shit. Like,
don't give a shit about the podcast. Is that what you saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what Dave is saying. You know, I work in, you know, I don't talk about it in my, with people I work with. Like, I don't think anybody who I work with knows that I do a podcast. They probably know I play video games. I've told them that on the odd occasion. Like, would I sit there in front of my boss and tell him I have a video game podcast and I play Hunt Showdown most nights or whatever like that? And then when I'm not doing that, I'm playing Balatro. Not really, because that's not his world, right? And so for a lot of if I generally I like to test the water. If I figure that's not really their world, then I'll probably keep it to myself.
Yeah. Luckily, I've got a really good friend at work that I do talk about it, and he loves video games as well. So it's great.
I talk to people at work about video games, but I work at Tesco.
I absolutely 100%. If anybody is out there going, that's fucking ridiculous, you shouldn't worry about it. You should just tell people whatever the fuck you want to tell them. You are 100% right. You're 100% right, but that is not the world I live in, right? It's just.
Well, you got to read the room sometimes, haven't you? It's like
reading the room, yeah.
Poached Dinner Party doesn't sound like the place to start going on about your video game exploits.
If I'm at a place where I'm not around people, it's probably because my missus has decided that she wants to make new friends on it, and I'm like, nah, I'd rather be at home playing video games. Thank you very much.
You should do everything in your power to make sure you never get invited ever again.
Of course.
It's like doing the ironing. Do it really badly.
But I do care less as I'm getting older. I mean, I have found I talk to people professionally a lot more, and I'll just straight out say things like, I have fucking no idea what you're talking about, right? Whereas in the old days, I would be like
researching while you.
I would be like, just white as a sheet if I had to say that to somebody. Now I just don't care, right? It's like you might as well just be honest and get on with it. I ain't got time to waste.
People appreciate the honesty.
They do. They do. It's just when you're, the younger you are and you're trying to make impressions on people and whatnot, it's.
Yeah. And probably half the time when you're doing that, like, that fucking idiot, I had no idea what I was talking about. What twat.
But the other thing is, well, a lot of these times, you think that you're going to say these things to people and you're going to get unfairly judged, as Paul says. And then it turns out that they've got their own shit that they deal with, right? Like I talked to one guy at work, I would never have told him that. And then he sort of sits around and tells me how he's, out looking through telescopes at night, right? Whatever. And it's, how different is that?
Fucking nerd!
What a nerd! And after I'd finished kicking him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't really come up, to be honest. I don't go to posh dinner parties, funnily enough. I can't imagine being at a posh dinner party.
No?
I don't know what I would do. I'd be massively socially awkward if I was at a posh dinner party in the first before even think. But I don't know what I'm going to say to anyone about anything, let alone fucking mention video games. What do you do for a living then?
What do I do with all these forks?
Yeah, let's not talk about my work. What do you do?
Okay. So I hope that is a little bit of an answer there, Paul. Thank you, much appreciated. Good question. Let's move on then to what we've been doing. Neil?
Boring start. I had my eye test this week.
Boring.
Yeah, good result. Haven't got to go back for 18 months.
It's not that boring. So it was all right. It's all good.
Yeah, I have my. Well, I did all the.
Still as blind as you was before?
No, well, I'm slightly less blind apparently, but I don't need to change my prescription. She's like, you're slightly less long-sighted than you were last time. I was like, okay. She's like, but do you have any problems with your glasses? I was like, not really. She's like, fine. Well, we don't need to see you for 18 months. I was like, get in. Okay. I don't have to spend £500 on fucking new glasses.
I was going to say, I'm surprised they didn't try and make you buy new glasses, with 0.5.
She's like, obviously it's up to you if you want new ones for fashion reasons or whatever. Not suggesting that my ones are shit, but if you're bored of your glasses, get some new ones.
If you're tired of your really shit glasses, there's some more.
Maybe go to Boots next time. I don't know. Don't come Specsavers. Just pay through an arm and a leg with for the glasses. Go buy some Ray-Bans. Maybe I'll buy some Ray-Bans this year because I don't have to buy fucking normal glasses.
Why do you get them on the company?
No, I have to pay for my glasses.
It's just you budget for it.
But normally I have to buy a set every year. So this year I don't have to buy any.
Extra money for.
Maybe I'll buy a new graphics card.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's like 2 years worth of glasses, probably. Yeah. But yeah, so I've got my hospital checkup coming up, so in a couple of weeks' time. So hopefully everything's good with those.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that goes without saying, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or do you secretly want something to be wrong?
No, I don't really want anything to be wrong because it's just fucking irritating. I just want them to go, oh, everything's great. We don't need to come.
Great.
You don't need to come back
18
again.
months.
Yeah.
Was that what the mechanic did when you took your car and he goes, everything's fine, come back in 18 months? You went, fuck you, mate. I'm not coming back for 5 years.
No, that's not quite how
your
it went.
car cried, a little bit of windscreen fluid.
The problem was that, I was like I said before, like it was getting nicely looked after, and then fucking COVID happened, and I was just like, not doing it anymore. I was blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so a couple of other things I've been watching. I finished the first season of Tokyo Vice. Much so Lyco. It's good. I loved it. It's really great. Love that. If you're
watching that on
iPlayer over here, don't know what it's available on elsewhere in the world, but yeah, BBC iPlayer in the UK. It's in HDR on iPlayer. I don't think it's in 4K, but yeah. Really good, really entertaining, quite Yakuza-y. If you like Yakuza video games, or you like mafia shit, maybe give it a watch.
right.
Or, you could check it out. Sumo says he's off. Catch the rest tomorrow. Love you guys. He says, watch Slow Horses. Well, speaking of Slow Horses, I watched the first episode. And it was season
3.
4?
4.
It came out this week.
Right.
And yeah. Ooh. So, season 4 kicks off with a literal bang. So, there we go. Say no more. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be good again.
Yeah, we'll be watching that. We're just trying to
Source it.
Shogun first.
Shogun. Yeah, it's Disney. I ain't got Disney at the minute. We're on 3 months of Apple TV. And I just saw that there's the new season of Silo starts in November, and I'm like, looks like we might be paying for a couple of months of Apple TV in fucking December and January and February, maybe.
When is it? December.
November is when Silo comes back.
Oh yeah, I'll be up for that.
Yeah.
Remind me about that.
That's
yeah.
been turned around quick. I was expecting
Well, it's been a while.
year.
I feel like since that came out, Slow Horses is coming out every year now, and they've already filmed the next series, I think. After this
they'll
one,
be printed there. I mean, look at it. How hard is that one to make?
It's like 6 episodes.
Is there? All they just do is take a camera down to the back streets of fucking.
Well, I hear someone say
Notting Hill.
Another show that Gary Oldman's basically retired, other than doing this show.
Yeah.
Because it's his perfect role, and he is fucking good, I have to say.
Well, he's probably got him busy every day as well, right?
Well, it's not about every day, but he probably only has to work for a few weeks a year.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And he takes home the money. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
Maybe we'll make a Slow Horses video game.
That's the kind of shit they did with the Spectrum.
Be like Until Dawn.
It was,
and a Supermassive. Get Supermassive to make a Slow Horses video game. There you go. That's a fucking great answer. So yeah, Slow Horses season 4 starts. Great. Looks good. I'm going to be irritated having to wait a week for each episode now because I've got in early. But yeah, Severance is back in January, I think, as well. Oh man, I'm going to be paying for Apple TV for the next 6 months.
Are we getting any more Foundation, or did that finish?
I didn't watch the rest of that.
But that is a long one. I think that's next year.
Yeah, that's going to take a while to make.
There's some movies and stuff on Apple TV Plus now. There's the Matt Damon movie, which looks like there's a new thing with Vince Vaughn, your favourite. Bad Monkey or something. Bad Monkey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Sunny thing that looks good. I was like, there's a load of stuff I need to bang in.
Vince Vaughn is my favourite.
Who's your favourite? You said you gone on about Vince Vaughn. You have a couple of months back.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. See, you're such a favourite, you don't even fucking remember.
Well, he's not my favourite anymore. Maybe that's why.
It was flavour of the month, I thought, a while ago.
I am so fickle.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
Something to do with being a Chelsea fan. I don't know.
Probably.
That's all I've been up to, really. But yeah.
All right. Dave, you want to
go? Yes. Me and the missus watched Chaos.
Oh. I thought it had just been Chaos.
Jeff it has been. Jeff Goldblum.
This is not a new film. It's a film?
No. Did I see
a TV series.
Oh.
This I saw this advertised, and I was like, "Oh, that looks interesting." And then I saw the picture of Jeff Goldblum on the front. I was like, "I'm not interested."
What is he about
I
100?
run very cold with Jeff Goldblum.
So do you? I like Jeff.
Yeah, no, because I feel like he's just such
He's
a
too
one-trick
Jeff
pony.
Goldblum now.
Yeah.
So it's a series. I think there's like 8 episodes on Netflix. The reality of the world is that the Greek gods are real, and in modern day society, they are still being
Worshipped?
worshipped. Yeah. They still have an
Okay.
influence over it, and they are real. The
They
gods are real.
literally are real.
So that's how they've set the scene
Yes.
out, right?
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
okay.
The gods are real. The modern day society still worship them, and
Well, as if this had
s-
happened since time eternal, like they'd never gone away.
so
kind of thing.
this is that
As if
exactly
it's
that.
the norm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the norm. So Jeff Goldblum is Zeus, king of the gods,
Ugh.
Of course.
and he is having a crisis, thinking a prophecy will be fulfilled, which is that chaos will return. Chaos being his dad. Zeus killed his dad to become king of the gods.
Ooh, we're learning shit.
Yeah, I've always had an affinity towards the Greek gods.
Patricide and regicide all in one go.
So
Deicide,
yeah,
I guess.
Perhaps.
He was a god, wasn't he?
Godicide.
Deicide, isn't it?
I don't know.
So it's okay. It's okay. It's not brilliant. They've obviously thrown a lot of money at it. They've got a lot of big names in it playing it. Yeah, it's we watched all of them.
Oh, binged it.
We binged it. They're 50 minutes each, around that, and
So just the
me
one
and the missus
series at
have
this
been
then?
watching. Yeah, just the one series. It's
So do
literally
you reckon
just
this was made? Well, I guess American Gods was a
This
book,
was-
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Because that's like Norse gods and stuff. Well, not just Norse gods, is it? It's all sorts of gods
it's all
living
gods.
as
Yeah.
people in the world and stuff.
And new gods. So it's like
Yeah.
just gods as a theory. This is explicitly just Greek gods, not Roman gods. Greek gods.
Same thing.
Yeah, but it's Greek gods.
Who's?
yeah.
I guess the Romans stole the Greek gods, did they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of incorporated them into their
like
and then changed the name slightly.
weird
but
that
a lot of them were the same.
some religions would like basically take everything from a previous religion to sort of
Shocker.
carry on traditions, just give them a different
One true
name,
God.
give some things a different name, and it just carries on like it used to be anyway.
Yeah.
No one's ever heard of
no-
that before.
But no, it's good. It is interesting. There's a few twists and turns in there. It's okay acted. There's one character, Dionysus, the Greek god.
That was the one that
good
caused all the
times.
hoo-ha at the fucking Olympics. That everyone
it?
thought was like supposed to be the Last Supper.
I don't
But it
know.
was
Isn't that the
actually
Greek god?
Dionysius who's always wankered and fucking
Yeah, he's the god of partying.
the god of getting shit-faced.
Dionysus was the
Dionysus.
Greek god of motorcycle jackets.
So, we don't think he was cast very well. The character that played the actor that played him wasn't the best.
Should have been Oliver Reed or something, but he's probably dead.
I don't know. It should have been somebody with a bit more personality.
Ryan
a bit more...
Blessed would have been perfect. He's probably quite old though.
Yeah. Huh?
He's probably a bit old.
But well, it doesn't. It doesn't
I
really
guess
matter,
gods are
but
old though.
somebody with panaz, and he just didn't. He didn't do it. So that's the only. It's the only thing that we can
Who
say
was
that
it?
we.
Who are we blasting?
I don't know.
Don't know. Yeah,
Don't
that
know,
says it all, doesn't it?
The actor that played Dionysus is a bit young. He's a bit. It looked a bit naive.
Nobody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Even if you had I don't know. Think of
Timmy
a
Mallet.
a rock legend
Joan Jett.
Steve Tyler. Is it Steve? Is it Steve?
I
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Midge
No,
But Davy Bowie, but no, Bowie's not about anymore.
it was definitely not. It's definitely a bit ropey.
he
Might be
is
a bit of a
definitely
wooden
not around now.
wooden performance.
But
He'd be
a bit
David
stiff.
Boney now, wouldn't he?
Huge disrespect going on here. Not that he cares.
But yeah, no, that's the only thing. I think that he wasn't very well cast. So yeah.
Right.
The other thing is, I don't know if Neil's. Well, your kids aren't at school anymore, are they?
Only one of them.
Fraser's. One of them.
One of them.
So mine went back.
We're all the same. We all have
Wednesday.
One
We all have
child
one
at school.
child in school.
Yeah.
Yes, my child went back to school on Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Or
you
was it?
talked about-
Or was
Yeah.
it Tuesday?
It was Wednesday
remember.
for us.
Thursday for me.
Thank God. Have her out the house. Yeah. So that was interesting.
Getting some exercise again.
Yeah. Just trying to get them up in the morning. Like every year we're like, we really should start getting them up early in the morning, like about a week before, and get them settled into it. Nah, it was still
Never
the last
happens.
fucking no.
It's best. Like I do this every week. Like 6 days a week, I don't even fucking get out of bed until I'm ready, basically. And then on a Sunday, I have to fucking get my ass out of bed to go work for 8 o'clock.
Well,
Every other day, I'm like, don't start till 11:30. I'll just lie in bed until I'm fucking ready to get up.
Oh, if only I could have that.
Yeah.
So yeah, back to school. All we went shopping at weekend, Sunday, Monday.
School shopping. You left that a bit late. Everything would have been fucking empty, probably.
Oh my God! Are you
We've
telling
moved
us
on
about
to
buying
Christmas.
pencils and stuff?
No, I tell you what. Like,
Would you have to buy a
we
uniform?
find it. Yeah, we had to buy a uniform. we had
Oh,
to
you've left that
trousers
way
and
too late,
shirt
mate.
and everything. And no, that's the thing. It was empty on
Yes,
the
it was
Monday
empty because we
before.
sold it all.
No, there's still loads of shit there. We didn't try for like Clarks or anything. That would have been like.
Eddie's not
shoes.
buying a motorbike.
Right.
You can have a new school uniform.
I ordered.
Pretty much, yeah.
We tried to order a pair of Clark's shoes the other day on the website. It said last one in stock every time we went. It's like I ordered it, went to pay for it. No, it's out of stock. I'm like, oh, that's fucking annoying. So my wife would be on her phone. It's last one in stock. Goes to pay for it. No, it's out of stock. It's like, is this fucking like Schrodinger's pair of school shoes? This was. It was like in stock and out of stock at the same time. Couldn't fucking make up its mind. Until every time we went to pay for it, it was out of stock.
Yeah. So shoes, don't even try and bother. But everything else, there's got shitloads of stuff in there, in the shops. So yeah, that was fine. But yeah, that was made a day of it. Had 5 guys.
Oh,
Ooh, look at you!
that's the money bags. It's not
Nice,
quite
I know it.
Slim Chickens or whatever. That's fucking mental money. Like we went for.
What?
Slim Chickens. I talked about that the other week when we went away. It's like fucking 18 quid for a meal.
What?
It was just fried chicken and chips, basically. But it was nice. Had lots of chicken.
Oh, at least you get a decent amount for it. But yeah, no, the 5 guys was really good.
It's too salty, man. Way too much. And there's too many chips. Why does no one needs that many chips?
Because they're cheap, mate. That's why.
They're not when you buy them from Five Guys.
No, not for you. They're not cheap for you.
But no, they did forget my bacon in my double.
Oh, I hope you got a refund.
Double cheese and bacon.
A double bacon cheeseburger, no bacon.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, it was good. I don't know if I said, like, since I got my new computer, I still have my old computer basically laying around, and I was like, what should I do with it? Like, I was contemplating lots of different things.
Did you build a server with one of them, didn't you? Your old one, if your old one.
No, that's for my NAS.
Right.
So I kind of played with that, and it's okay. It's not good enough to make a proper gaming server. And I was thinking about doing that with my old gaming PC to make a proper gaming server with it.
Why, it's not powerful enough?
The NAS, it's okay. It's not brilliant, and I use it.
Well, your PC though, your old PC would have been good.
My old PC would have been perfect.
Still got a graphics card and everything, yeah?
Still got a graphics card in it and everything, yeah. But I ended up sending it for my daughter because she was like, "Ooh, can I have a laptop? Because I need it for my computer work this year." Yeah, I'll have a look.
No, she's just going to be playing Roblox on it. You got
She's
hoodwinked, mate.
literally downloaded Roblox and Sims 4 on it. And to be honest, I shared my my Steam library with her as well. So
Have you? What you need to do is sign into the Microsoft Store as you,
store,
and then get her to sign into the
her
Xbox
to
app
sign
as
in.
her,
Yeah.
and then she can play all your Game Pass shit on
Yeah.
PC.
Well, she's already got an Xbox, and I said like you've got an Xbox to play on your Xbox games, so do that. So yeah, she's got Steam. She's got
Do you get your Steam Deck back now? Do you?
Yes. Yeah, I do. But yeah, set that up for her, and like I kind of said, like set it up like as if you're doing your computer like homework and or your schoolwork
Should
on
you
it
set
as
up a
well.
boss key for her?
So yeah, pretty much. So yeah, when your mum comes in, you can just like say you're doing your computer work.
Get her a Stream
No,
Deck.
it's
Just press a
good.
button
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
opens all your apps.
She set up on a TV in her room. And yeah, works perfect. It's great.
Have you got? What have you done for keyboard?
I've got a wireless mouse and keyboard from Red Thunder.
Red Thunder.
It
Sounds like not
Amazon.
a PC.
It's a Chinese one.
Good.
But it looked okay. It's white.
We've got my son, because you can plug in a mouse and keyboard for Xbox. He's got his Series S in the bedroom. Right. I bought like a big PC, a big keyboard, which for like a mouse mat attached. And it's got ports to plug in the mouse on the keyboard and stuff. So he plays like Football Manager sometimes on his keyboard and mouse on his Xbox.
Okay. But yeah, no, it's Red Thunder's like 40 quid.
I reckon I paid more for mine than you did for your Red Thunder, which I've never heard of.
Probably. But yeah, it's wireless.
Nice.
Yeah, you charge it on the USB-C.
Is it Bluetooth or is it like you've got a dongle?
It's Bluetooth. No, it's got a dongle, but I think it's a Bluetooth dongle. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine for what she wants it for. Like literally, she's not playing multiplayer games or
not playing fucking
fighting games or anything.
What do you call it? Counter-Strike?
No. So it's fine for her. So it's good. And yeah, last thing I've been doing this week. So I've got this. I got the monkey off my back for a medium 600 bike. But now I'm just looking at pretty bikes. I'm looking at bikes that I would like in the future that I can't afford now. But yeah. So
aspirational bikes.
Yeah, bikes that I'm looking at now. Maybe in a couple of years, if they're a bit
cheaper, you looking at
might come down in price.
Concept bikes? Do they have concept bikes like they have concept cars?
They do, but no, I'm not. I'm looking at pretty Italian bikes. I'm looking at bikes that there's a make called MV Augusta, and they do very nice, very expensive bikes. And there's a few of them that are on there, and they just look so nice. And I said to the missus, like, what? Because she's caught me the other day, saying, "You're not looking at more bikes." I was like, "Look, I'm just looking at nice bikes now. Like,
it's basically nice bike poor.
I can't afford them, but I'm appreciating them for her."
Yeah.
It's like, well, why are you on Auto Trader? Well, I'm just looking,
just to see how much they are.
Just understanding the market.
Yeah. So before the monkey on my back was like, I want a smaller bike that I can ride around. I was like, I don't need that. Like, it would be nice, but I don't need it. I've got this lovely.
What you need is a slinky, sexy Italian number.
So yeah, I want a younger.
That costs like 5-6 times as much. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking at an F3 at the moment, and an MV Augustus F3. Yeah, F3, which is an 800cc motorbike. It's about the same power, same kind of speed as my XR, but it does look very nice.
Has it got lots of was it? How do you make bikes sexy? Because they're There's less you can do with a bike than a car, I think.
I don't know. No,
There's still a lot you can do.
there's there. Yeah, it looks very nice.
I felt a pang this week on the old bikes again. It happens every so often. This week it was a track. I was looking at, I just saw somebody selling a bike and I was like, I could just buy that and have a track bike. Like it wasn't much. Like I'm
Right.
sure under 10 grand I could get a nice sports bike with a trailer. That's all I need, right? You know, well, actually I say that's all you need.
You need all the levers.
That's what you need to start with. Then you need some.
Have you still got a
warmers
helmet?
and-
Yeah. I've still got helmet. I don't have full leathers. I have one piece. I have two-piece leathers. But yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
depends
well,
on the
good
track.
bikes.
Some are okay with 2 pieces as long as they zip together.
This is North
Um,
America, man. They don't care.
Right.
They shoot at you while you drive past.
Yeah, that's right. Next to the gun range. All right. Any more on bikes?
No, just that. Just
We know
yeah,
that what the future holds.
just
MV Augusta.
looking lovingly at these pretty bikes.
Dave, got it bad. Anyway, bike. I understand. All right, I'll quickly run through mine. I have been very busy this week. I won't go into too much detail, but my wife opened up her second store, which was quite a monumental thing to happen this week. So that was fantastic, which was great.
Did they have an open ceremony and?
They open. You know, the start of the week was very busy with just getting. I think what happens with a lot of these places is everyone's working their arses off to get the I mean, this is retail. I mean, it sounds fantastic, right? Oh, second store and all that stuff, but like retail's hard.
Yeah.
So you know, the start of this week, and it moved quick too, right? You got to move quick because once you get those keys, you're paying rent, and you need to get in, and so there was a lot of work that needed to be done to get it up to speed and where they wanted it to be. I was in there a couple of nights this week doing some odd handyman jobs for them and stuff, and it was funny, because I was like putting shelving up or putting mirrors up or whatever I had to do. And you know, I put there was this bank of the previous tenants had taken their stuff off the wall, so we had to put some fixtures up on the wall in their place, but they had absolutely just mangled the wall behind, you know. So when you're trying, like, how do I find a point where I'm going to go in, right? And then it was like I was trying to cover things up with where they would go and try to cover up the mess. But, you know, and I was leaving little bits. I was going, look, I'm really sorry. I've tried to cover this up at the best I think. You know, they're like, we don't care. It's fine. You know, it's like, okay, these guys, these, you know, my wife and her business partner have been at it 110%. So congratulations to them. They got it open yesterday. And so they'll do an opening something whenever, but, you know, they're just breathing
Have
right
you done a little card or you done a little cake?
Do we have an online presence?
Absolutely not.
Come
no.
on, Frank.
Do we have an online presence for these shopping?
What, online shopping?
Yeah. Do we have an online?
They do online shopping. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
I can
put that
drop
in
something.
Discord.
I'll put it in the Discord if anybody is slightly curious.
Well, it's like there's not that many Canadians in the Discord, but you know.
Yeah. Well,
They do international shipping?
I have no idea. I'm sure anything's available for a price. Tell me what you want. Yeah, so that was good. Did I tell you about my basement funky smell? Did I talk about getting rid of my sofa?
Yeah, we've spoken about it. I don't know if you did on the show.
There was a funky smell in the basement over the last few weeks. My son pointed it out.
Is it your son?
Like,
is it related to your son or not? That's where most of my funky smells come from.
Well, I don't know if it's related to my son or not, but for some reason and I thought it was maybe the humidity in the basement or whatever. Anyway, I was like, I got to get rid of the sofa. I think it could be the sofa. It's pretty stinky. We had this old ass sofa, you know, it was just like been in there for as long as I can remember. And it was like, it's time for it to go. It's got to go. So I ripped it up, and it's an old sofa bed, you know, one of those proper ones where you pull out the whole big steel frame and it all comes out the bottom or whatever. So so this thing was not getting lifted out of the basement, that's for sure, right? So I had to take it all apart by hand. I dismantled it, and then we couldn't get the frame, the sofa frame itself up the stairs. So I had to basically just chop this sofa.
How the fuck did you get it down there in the first place?
Getting it down, I disassembled it, and then we angled it, and it was easier. But going up, it was just when we added gravity into the mix of going up,
and like 15 years or whatever.
And 15 years, yeah. Even though my son now has developed strength, I've obviously lost strength and motivation. I was like, fuck this, I'm just going to destroy it down here, and parted it all up
They're
piece
getting
by
rid of it
piece.
anyway.
I
Yeah,
haven't
it
used
didn't matter.
haven't used a
No.
chainsaw for a while.
It didn't matter. So we got rid of that. Brilliant. Just what a great this debate. It must have been that. I don't know whether somebody peed on it, puked on it, and didn't tell me at a party or something
You
like
don't
that.
really
or
want to think
whatever.
too much
Well, I was
about that, I
gonna
don't
say
think.
you've had the boys like have big
It's
parties.
not a
down now, haven't you?
coincidence.
So,
It's
yeah.
not a coincidence that we've left the kids alone now this summer, and suddenly there's some and
Funky
I
smells
find
happening down.
find empty bottles down there. Anyway, it's one of those things. It's no big deal. So yeah, I got rid of that. So and it's created a nice bit of space in the living room. I don't know if I'm going to replace it straight away. It's just nice and airy down there with
Dance floor?
yeah, it's got the dance floor now. I got my strobe light.
You
So I
can
went.
put like a checkerboard floor down.
I've got to
with
put
lights.
something down to protect the carpet from my smooth moves.
You know, one of those, just a plastic thing where you used to put under your chair.
Yeah,
That's
I've
about
got
as,
one of those
that's
under
about
the
as
chair.
far as you can move these days.
That's as smooth as I need. So I got my strobe light. I went and picked up a proper one, so that's good. So that all that's going. I actually that's what I am gonna do this weekend. It's now time to put all the wheels in motion and get it going.
We need live streaming. You can join the DJ channel on Twitch, and
You need to do some live streaming.
I should do, shouldn't
but
I?
you have to use the official DJ stuff, so there's no chance any of your shit's going to be on there.
What's that?
They've got a
What do you
deal,
mean
haven't they?
official?
Twitch have got like an official partnership with loads of record labels that if you play this music, then you don't get a strike. Basically, if you tag it like as a DJ or whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, well, speaking of streaming, I did do some streaming last week. I streamed some Balatro.
I know.
Which I decided.
I was like going through
The segue. You knew the segue
Yeah,
was
yeah.
coming.
It was
right?
coming. We both totally shoehorned that segue.
And yeah, that was fun. That worked
was
out all
awesome.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was perfect. So I had a game going that I suddenly got to a point in the game where I was like, this could be really good to finish, and I'll stream this. So I did. I went and streamed it, figured it out. But I mean, the main thing from the streaming was one, Balatro was fun to stream. I can sit and chat away about the game to myself, and if anybody turns up, so be it. And some people did, which was nice. And
Which was nice.
And I didn't use my camera, did I?
I love this bit.
No.
This is the bit you need to talk about.
So one of the things that a lot of people are doing, if you watch Twitch, you see, but I think they call
VTubers.
VTubers. That's what it is, right?
Yeah. I couldn't think of the
VTubers.
title. Where it was with it. I was like, it's been doing my head in all week.
I think it used to be PNG tubers, and now it's VTubers or something like that. I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is, you don't use a camera; you use a little avatar. And so, a couple of the streams that I've seen do this. Like actually, one of the Balatro streamers I watched, Dr. Spectre, he ended up putting one onto his stream.
Is it a Joker based?
It looks like some sort of weird professor, and it's only got two motions, and as
Should
soon as
have
you
a
start
jester.
Oh,
clicking
I've
the motions-
seen it. Yeah.
Should have a jester
yeah.
of like if you're doing Balatro, surely.
Yeah. And I thought, well, I should maybe try that. So I sat down for an hour or so and just figured it out. And so I had a talking seal. So now every time I talk, the seal talks on my behalf in the corner of the screen. So it was all right. It was all right, wasn't it?
It was good. It was
all
quite.
right.
It was chuckling me. It was chuckling me. I was like, oh, this is cool. It's like
It
it doesn't
worked
matter
well.
what noise you make. Anything for your mic, it's like
Yeah, the funny thing was when the dog barked, the seal
seal barks.
seal
It's great.
barked,
It's
yeah.
perfect.
So that was good. So hopefully I'll do a little bit more of that. It was nice to stream again.
I
It
was
fun.
impressed with your work on the transparencies, and you actually, because I've had to do that shit before.
Right.
It's a lot of work. Getting all that
like
shit worked.
yeah, it's when you don't do, like we were saying, when you don't do this stuff with Photoshop or whatever it may be,
Or
that's
AI.
used, if you don't use it regularly, you have to
You're
relearn it
learning
every time
at the
you
same
do it.
time as you're doing.
Yeah, but I forget about it. Then I have to do it a year later, and I've forgotten about it.
Mm.
Anyway, it worked out okay, and it was fun to do. So that was good. So, and thanks anyone who turned up.
That's all right.
Did you have fun doing it?
I did. Well,
Yeah.
it's perfect for Balatro because I like it. And there's a lot of times when I'm playing Balatro and I'm like, I wish you could talk about this with somebody, right? There's some pretty neat things, or I wish I was, some, when cool things happen in the game. So,
We
Yeah,
should
it was cool.
probably all make a bit more of an effort to do a little bit more streaming.
well, it's getting
rather than-
into the season now anyway. Like we're the nights are drawing in and it's getting shitty outside. So it's not a big deal.
Daytime's not a bad time. People are still working from home.
It's
I was
true.
on my lunch break. at work when you
You should
started
be-
streaming. It's
yeah.
like, oh, that's a good
I
time.
was just
So I'm just
at
going for
work
lunch.
and I was just watching it.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
If
yeah,
we work
nice.
from
in
home,
the
it's like, oh,
office. I was in
There
the
we
office
go.
and watching it.
oh, you're
That's
actually
it.
at work, physical work.
I'm chasing
Yeah,
the
I was,
office.
yeah.
That's the crowd I'm after. I'm after
Well-
the office crowd. I don't think they've been tapped.
I think they have.
The only
All
thing
right.
I was gonna say is on that is that I definitely missed a few hands when they were going through, because like I think you were not talking about the winning hand that you went through and completed, because I
Right.
was focusing on work and I had you in my ears, and then you was like, oh, and then you were talking about the next hand. I was like, oh, I missed that one. So I was like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
So I'm
that's
missing a part of my narration. Is that what you're
I
saying?
think that's it. Yeah, because
Okay.
because it
Wow.
happens and it
Wow.
fine.
Live feedback.
No.
So
That's
you're
why
saying
it's good.
it was shit then?
No, I really enjoyed it. I actually I did really
I'm
enjoy it.
busting your balls.
I
Yeah, no,
know,
that's good to know. No, that's good. Yeah, okay, good.
So
Yeah, because it's interesting because when I watched, I'll tell you what the funny thing is. I watched so much Balatro University, which is that Dr. Spectre, that trying to narrate it not in his style is really difficult, right? Try not to use the things that he says. 'Cause I've watched so many hours of him doing it.
Right.
That's funny. But yeah, no, that's a good point. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know. So yeah, that was good fun. Good fun.
Good.
All right. Should we move on to what we've been playing then? You can guess I've
Right.
been playing Balatro, obviously. Should I just say Balatro's announced? I'll segue into me playing
Go on.
Balatro. Oh, it's news, isn't it? Balatro's coming to mobile, people, September 26th. I think.
Yeah, we're yet to. I don't know how. I haven't looked into it anymore, but it definitely said, I'm sure, first on Apple Arcade. Whether that means that's going to be an exclusive window.
I don't think it's
Apple Arcade?
exclusive to Apple Arcade.
But until for a short period, maybe a week. I don't know.
I don't know.
I haven't looked into the details, but I'm sure that's what it said. First on Apple Arcade.
We'll see. So that's good. Yeah, and I played some more Balatro this week. What else do you need to know?
You were smashing it. Well, look at it. It was
Well, I didn't
making it look
smash on
very
that one
easy.
that I wanted to smash, but
It looked like you can almost do it at will. No, you're just like, oh, I know what I'm fucking doing here.
You definitely
Well, I did-
spend a lot longer in not in the game, like contemplating
What you're going to
like,
buy?
important decisions than I ever do.
yeah, you have to. Well, you know that's the thing. If you want to, I'm sorry, it sounds so good. So if you want to be good at it, every little bit counts.
Yeah.
Right? You can't. You know. I rewatched the run that I did, and I'm spotting things going, you idiot, you shouldn't have done that. You know, you
No.
could have played, you shouldn't have played your 3 of a kind. You should have played a high hand to do because you would have got an extra $1 or something like that. You know what I mean? Every
Right.
dollar counts, particularly at the start, or everything you can do to try and maximize. You got to be at all times. You've got to be trying to maximize, right? How do I maximize my
Your earnings,
multipliers?
yeah.
How do I maximize my increase of my base malts by getting planetary cards? How do I maximize my tarot cards that I get? How do I maximize the good tarot cards? Right? You know. Yeah,
I know.
So
I've just had an idea about a piece of software to create. So a Balatro optimizer for your jokers, which you run at the same time as you're running
mod?
Balatro. A mod, well, not only a mod, but it's a AI game app that watches your Balatro and then says you've put your jokers in the wrong place, and it optimizes your jokers for the game that you're playing.
I've already forgotten what my great idea was, by the way. It was only about 10 minutes ago. I was like, that's a fucking great idea. And I've completely forgotten what it was. So I'll have to rewatch.
Because that's the thing that I struggle with most in Balatro is where to put my jokers. What is best to multiply my malts, or which specific card in which area, and it changes per hand and
changes all the time. Yeah. I had it. I was thinking about it this week, and I haven't got it down 100% by any means, you know. And I had a banana that was like plus 16, which was plus 16 malt, and then I had a blueprint or something that was that could copy, and I had a multiplier that was a times 1.8 malt, and it was early days, And it was
Wow.
just right at that point where you're just trying to establish what should I be blueprinting? Should I be blueprinting the base malt with the banana, or should I be
Yeah.
blueprinting the times malt? And so, you know, half my time I'm spending doing like calculations in my head, just trying to figure it out. Like, yeah, there's a lot of math. Like now I'm at the point now, like when I first played Balatro, I was like running around going, you should play Balatro, you should play Balatro, you should play Balatro. And now I would not say that to everyone. Like I can tell you right now, like my wife should never play Balatro, right? You know, you know, my kids, they should probably never, well, they should play Balatro, but they never will play Balatro, right? You should play Balatro, Dave, right? You know, Neil, we're not sure. You should play Balatro. You should probably practice a lot of
I feel
Balatro.
like I played Balatro first.
You constantly have this quizzical look on your face every time we talk about Balatro.
I'm just busy.
So yeah, more Balatro.
Awesome.
Anyone else want to go with something? Go on, Neil. You've got a ton
Go
of
on, Neil.
raft of games here again.
Well, I was playing Cult of the Lamb again this week. So I can't. It was quite early, wasn't it, last week when I'd
Yeah.
only just started playing it. So I played 5 or 6 hours, I think now, and struggling.
What?
Oh yeah.
To keep up the commitment to it? Or
No,
is
not
it-
to commit up the
is
commitment.
it the
I'm just
gameplay, or-
struggling in the game.
Oh
Fucking
yeah.
it
It's
up
too
all the
hard.
time. Well, I beat the first boss, and when you beat the first boss, then all of your subsequent runs become harder. And I'm like, I just keep dying. I never died once. I beat the first boss, so that was a piece of piss.
Right.
So, like, I had my 5 followers. I was just like, I'll just do a couple more runs, get some more followers, start growing my cult.
Yeah.
I'm down to 4 followers. Because one of them's got so old they fucking died. And I keep dying myself in my runs. So I don't gain any more followers because you have to get to the end of the run to get another follower. Except I found another way. In the cult management area that is separate from the roguelike runs that you go on, you get at night time. Well, people go to sleep. Your followers all go to sleep in their little either sleeping bags. Well, in fact, they probably don't go to sleep unless you've built them a sleeping bag. Because that was one of the first things I did, was build everyone a sleeping bag. And then once you've got a sleeping bag, you unlock ability to build them a little tent. So
Right.
they get to sleep in a tent, so they're more happy and all that sort of shit. And then at night time, you can just keep on beavering away while they all sleep. They won't work at night unless you wake them up. I did a sermon just as that night broke. So I woke everybody up and lost a load of faith. I gained 10 faith for doing a sermon and lost 15 for fucking waking everybody up. I was like, fuck it. So you have to be kind of careful about when you're doing things. But yeah, so I had a follower that died, but I'd already unlocked I said about body pits, didn't I, last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd already built some body pits because this guy tells you, like, it's like, oh, I really loved being in your cult and everything, but my days are numbered. I'm like, okay, it's time to build a body pit. So I made sure I unlocked that motherfucker and I built 2 or 3. But in the night times, as I was about to say, you can beaver around your camp, or you can go on runs still while everyone sleeps. But while you're in your camp area, you see these spider things running around. And if you catch them, you get a little bit of meat for to feed your
Spider
followers.
meat.
Spider meat, yeah. But randomly, I don't know how often this happens. Once I grabbed one, it left like this legs and a skull behind. I was like, oh, that's new. I don't know what to do with that. I picked it up and it said drop with X. And I was like, well, I guess there's something to do with this. But I tried something today. I was like, I wonder if I do this. So I picked up my skull and with spider legs, like the dead thing, and I went over to the berry pit, and it said berry. I was like, "Ooh, it does something." So I buried it, and I got a new follower. It was a spider-based follower, but the thing with the spider-based follower, spoilers for everyone who's playing this, he fucking sleeps during the day and works at night. I'm like, oh, that's
Does he
annoying.
fight for you?
Well, you can do. There's a thing. One of the upgrades to in your tree is that you can make a summoning circle, a demonic summoning circle, and it says the perk for that is you can basically get one of your followers to become possessed and join you in a run, like the roguelike runs that you go on. But I'm like, I'll probably just end up dying really fucking quickly, so I haven't bothered. But it's now I think maybe I need to do that because I'm really struggling to get towards the end, like towards the latter stages of the run. I'm just fucking dying. I'm like, oh, there's loads more enemies, and you need to be more. There's just a lot going on in the combat arenas
Is
now.
it a skill-based issue or
Yes,
is it a ranking
totally.
issue?
No, I think it's skill. Because it's like you need to be dodging a lot more, and I'm too busy just mashing the attack button.
I find that happens a lot in games, though. Is like I'll play them, I'm like, this is a piece of piss, this is a piece of piss, and then I get my ass handed to me, and then it's like the game slapped you and goes, "Why are you not fucking paying attention?
Yes, indeed.
Pay
That is
attention.
basically what's
What
going
have
on.
I told you?" And then you go, "Oh yeah, you told me I could dodge that way, right? Okay."
Yeah,
And then
well,
you do it.
it's more
Oh
than
yeah,
just
you
dodging.
gave me that thing that I could. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
there's
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
loads
now
of
it's
things I've
smashing
unlocked.
it.
Now I've got
Right.
like a heavy attack which breaks people's shields, and yeah, there's
That's
the
why
dodging.
kids are better at video games because
Yeah.
they just take all this shit in.
Yeah, it's got hard. It's fucking got hard, but it's still cool. So it's just like, what's put me off effectively going like that's the first out of 4 bosses. I'm like, if this happens every boss, that it steps up the difficulty that much. I'm like, man, that last runs are going to be fucking insane. But I'm like, say, I'm not getting the followers, so I'm not getting the upgrades because I'm not getting enough worshipping and all that shit. I'm like, it's a bit annoying that it's got that much more difficult. But I'm still playing.
Well, you know what you need to do?
Get good.
Yep.
Yeah. So Leshy's the one that's on the screen. Is the one I beat. But yeah, that wasn't that hard. The boss fight wasn't that hard. But yeah, everything since has been rock hard. Like, for fuck's sake. I was like, going around, like, I'm going to do it this time. I'm doing okay. And then all of a sudden, I've just lost all my hearts in one fight and I'm bollocks. Dead. And when you die, you go back to your base and all your followers are like, oh, he's supposed to be great, this guy, but he just died 3 times in a row.
He's an absolute loser.
He's a fucking loser. And you're like, oh, now it's making that bit harder. So it's funny, it's good. But
yeah, I like it.
yeah, it is good. But it got hard all of a sudden. Oh, bollocks. Yeah, I had to make one of my followers decided. One of my followers came up to me and says, don't think ill of me, but I've always really wanted to eat a meal made of poo.
What?
Yeah. So you have to make them a meal made of poo. Because if you don't accept the quest, you lose 25 faith. I was like, oh, I guess I'm making you a meal of poo.
Well,
it says when you go to the cook station,
we've got ground to make up. You got to get those poo pies on the go.
The poo pie says it could cause illness on consumption. I'm like, yeah, no shit. So, yeah, it's fucking bonkers. It's crazy. It's funny, but yeah, it's hard now. So, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But I'm still playing.
Good.
It's on PS Plus Extra. What else have we got?
I don't know. How much GT7 have you got?
Not a lot. Well, let's put it in there because that was the point. I'm not talking about that. Not even talking about that.
All right, get rid of that.
Yeah.
What about, do you guys want to talk about, or Dave, do you want to talk about, you got 2 singles there, Dave. Go on.
Yeah. Star Trucker.
Star Trucker.
That's the one. That was definitely went into my head.
Basically, Euro Trucker in space. What more can you say? It's a bit more story focused than Euro Trucker. It's not pure. There is some story and
you just cargo spaceships or something.
You drive an articulated lorry through space.
It's actually a lorry in space. Yeah.
Sorry, are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm serious. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually an American truck in space.
Maybe I like that more.
It's
more interesting than driving through Europe or America, potentially.
It's more interesting than Euro Trucker because there's like you jump out of the truck and you fix it if you smashed into.
I'm sure Duke played the demo of this a while back when it was in Steam Next Fest or something. Maybe. But now it's just on Game Pass.
Now it's on Game Pass and on Steam as well. Full release. It's really good, actually. It's great.
I think I
For
downloaded
a
it, but I ain't got around to
for
playing it.
yeah, for a game that I don't think you guys would particularly love it. I liked Euro Trucker. I played it in double screen mode, and that was the game that the missus told me that she was the most unattracted to me when she saw me playing it.
I have a sneaking suspicion I was playing Euro Trucker around that same time. That about
Yeah.
2012,
That was
2013,
definitely when we
maybe.
did Extra Life. I feel like somewhere around we definitely did an Extra Life around where you were doing that.
So it's yeah, but this is in space. It's I say it looks very good. There's a lot to do. It's not only about hauling the goods between different star
All in it.
systems. Hauling ass.
Can
The
you intimidate someone in a vehicle multiple times
well,
until
you,
like they die or something?
no, it's it the AI it's there's other AI and it's there. There's no multiplayer. The radio's a bit weak. It's not as like Euro Truck has been going for years and years and years, so it is like fully optimizable and moddable and stuff like that. The Star Trekker, it's still very early. I know it's just released, but um, there's like one radio station. I couldn't work out how to change that. The story that like people call you and tell you go to a system, and then like once you go to a system, then they call you on the CB radio, and then sort of tell you a bit of a story. It's like, why couldn't you tell me that in the other place? It's a bit weird. But the mechanics of the actual traveling around, how you maneuver this space truck is interesting. It's not the complaint is it's not in the controls are not intuitive, and they're not
Can
very
you use a
mappable
steering
at the
wheel?
moment. Anyway, no, I'm on keyboard and mouse, and I think that's the only way you can do it. It's keyboard and mouse.
This is
But
not on Xbox. Surely you can play it on a
yeah,
controller.
I don't know.
There's controller support
Maybe
on Steam.
okay, but the way you, especially on keyboard and mouse, it's not intuitive how you control this truck at all, and it makes it
Do you
quite
have to
good
like
because it
click on the steering wheel and stuff to
you
make it?
well you have
You
there's a
don't
lot
want
of
it to be
moving
too
about,
dumbed
and
down, though, right? I mean,
that's
that's the
it
whole
that's
point
it
of these simulators. They need to
that's it
be
it
like,
creates its narrative because you fucked up because you pressed the wrong button, or you've pressed the wrong way to go, or
yeah,
whatever.
or you've set off and you forgot your trailer and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah
You've
so
left your air brakes on or whatever.
Like
so
Elite's dangerous, but with
it's
less combat. Is there
yeah
combat?
that's
It's not an
no, there's no
arcade
combat.
game. I mean, right?
It's
That's what you have. You have the sort of hardcore sim at one end. You have your arcade game at the other end, and I would think something like Euro Truck sits in the middle. Like you can just sit down and fly around in a
yeah
truck, if you want. But well, I'm not saying I haven't played this one, but like Euro Truck Simulator is
yeah
like that.
I'd say this is a little bit more like slightly more on the arcadey side of Euro Truck,
Right.
but in a fun way. In a you can jump out your ship and you can fix it because you've hit a big bit of debris and it's caused loads of like hull breaches.
Can you
Um,
jackknife your space truck?
no, but if the gravity, basically, you've got a gravity generator and that stops, and you slam on the brakes, everything in your hold, you've got like food and more batteries and everything, that all slams against the windscreen. You can't see anything because you've slammed on the brakes. So it is
You'd be
still
looking further
simmy
down the
a little
road,
bit, but
maybe more aware of the hazards that are coming up.
yeah, was it? Yeah. So I'm enjoying it. I played it for a couple of hours. I'm enjoying it. I think it can do more. I think there's going to be loads of really good updates.
This is not early
They've,
access, is
they've
it? It's full.
no. It's a
Yeah.
full release, but there's a massive community of people that have jumped on it with videos and
Someone on the
content
video doesn't know how to
on.
reverse a lorry. Oh, look at it.
um, So and yeah, I think this is going to be big. I think it's going to be really
Big?
They need to add multiplayer.
This is bigger than Concord already.
This is more concurrent players than Concord have ever had on Steam
Wow.
DB. So
Uh-oh.
yeah, let's have a look. I know I saw it earlier. Hang on a second.
It does really remind me of quite a lot of a bit of Elite Dangerous, like, but more jovial, I guess, less serious than that.
So all-time peak in 2 days is 4,245 on Steam for Star Trucker.
And that doesn't include all the Game Passes.
That's
obviously.
not Game Pass. Yeah. So
I think I've downloaded this, but I just haven't got around to it yet.
It's good.
There's no multiplayer, is there? You say no co-oping.
No co-oping.
That could be a laugh.
So I'm sure if it's on Steam, there'll be a mod where you can download and have multiplayer on it. I honestly think this is going to hit a mark. This is like
it's going to be the next car wash simulator. Is that what you're saying? Well, not car wash simulator. Fucking what's the thing?
Wreckfest.
No, the fucking
Power wash
simulator. That's the thing.
I don't know. Maybe I think there's a lot of content in it. There's a lot of just the people making content for it. So because it's quite a big game. It seems like a big game. They can expand on it a lot, and there's a lot of growth for it. So and from everything that I've seen, they're not doing too bad.
Yeah, so, I should play this.
Yeah. So give it a go. You know, it's on Game Pass.
Check it out.
Check it out. Do you want me to play do the next game?
Yeah.
Or me and Neil can talk about it.
Sure, whatever.
Oh, well, don't sound too fucking enthusiastic.
I don't care.
Blop Op 6B.
I'm gonna get.
You need to fucking get on the Black Ops. Come on, old times. Yeah, just like old times.
I haven't got Game Pass.
You need to fucking pay for a couple of months.
Greedy devs.
So, Black Ops 6.
Yeah, I spoke about it last week, but it was early.
Yep. Early. This is
I played quite a lot
free weekend.
after that.
Yes. This is it's on
the open weekend now. This is on open now, so anyone, you don't have to have Game Pass anymore. Anyone can play this weekend, as far as I know. Yeah.
Right. So
this looks like Warzone.
So I jumped on earlier, and there's two maps or two.
No, there's more than two maps, but yeah, two game types you can play.
Two game types. That's it. There's the mosh pit, which is 6v6, or there's another one which is 6v6, but with no.
This is the fucking tutorial.
No, what's it called? Death streaks, kill streaks.
No score streaks. There's score streaks now in Black Ops,
streaks.
So you don't have to. It's not kill streaks.
No score streaks. So I played a couple of games. I had fun. It's COD. There's lots of jumping about, backwards and forwards, but
it's diving now.
Yeah.
Flying. Yogic, not quite yogic flying, but I feel like every other multiplayer COD I've played, I was just getting destroyed.
Right.
Whereas this one, I am not. I don't know why, but I can feel like, so far at least, I'm not getting absolutely owned in every single fucking game that I play. So, because that's why I never really played, I don't know, whatever it was, Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2,
I haven't touched 3, to be fair. Right. I don't think. I've installed it. But yeah, never really got anywhere with it. But
Block 6. You're multiplayer. You're feeling it, are you?
Yeah, I'm liking it. So what is this? I mean, it's just saying Omni movement. What that means, no one knows. Omni movement is the fucking diving. Basically, you just can sprint any way you want to go, and if you press Control or hold circle, I guess, on the controllers, or B on Xbox, then you do like a dive.
Yeah.
But
it's
while
not
you're
slowed down,
diving,
but
you can still aim. You can turn,
can
like, literally, you
still-
can be diving one way and literally, while you're diving, flip it round, turn like 180 degrees and shoot behind you. And you can see your
So
feet.
the idea is if you're getting shot from behind, while sprinting, you have the option of diving, which makes you a smaller target, I guess.
Mm,
And then you can like aim behind you and shoot.
yeah. The
You're
time to
still not
kill's
gonna.
definitely
Yeah.
slightly longer. I feel like when I first said about it, I felt like it was quite a lot longer. And then after I went back to it, I was like, I feel like because there was an update.
Yeah.
And it does that whole you load the game and it tells you there's been an update, you need to restart. So like, okay. And when I was like, I don't feel like it's taking quite as long to get killed or die or kill other people now. I don't know. That might have just been a weird thing in my head. But I definitely heard someone on another podcast saying how the feedback around this game has been very positive versus the previous few CODs.
Right.
And it's obviously only in beta at the moment, but the time to kill was more reminiscent of a Battlefield game rather than a Call of Duty game. So you do have that window where you don't fucking instantly die. But having said that, today definitely felt a bit like you died quite quick. No, it wasn't instant. It was definitely like, it doesn't feel quite as long as it did that first weekend that I was playing. And I don't know if that's because today, because they do the daily challenges to get your extra XPs and stuff like that. So today's challenges for me were get 50 kills with a shotgun. And I feel like my feedback so far would be that the shotgun is not powerful enough. Because it's, unless you're literally fucking point blank with someone, you don't kill them in one shot. And I'm like, I feel like it needs to be a bit more powerful because the time between shots on the shotgun is fucking ages versus like someone's standing in front of you with a submachine gun and you shoot them with the shotgun, you hit them, and they run towards you, and you're like, come clicking the mouse button, like fucking take the next shot, and it's like by the time you fucking take the next shot, they've just absolutely annihilated you with their submachine gun because they've pumped about 100 bullets into you. So I'm not quite sure the weapon balance is quite there. And the shotgun definitely feels weak. Because anything past about 5 meters is basically you don't fucking hurt them. They're just like, oh, did you shoot me with a shotgun? It just felt like you tickled me. Whereas every other gun just fucking absolutely annihilates people. So, shotgun's hard mode, it feels like to me. But when you do smash people in the head with a shotgun, it feels pretty good. But yeah, I haven't unlocked too many weapons because there's going to be fucking stacks of weapons. It's got the whole gunsmith stuff, so you can change the stock, the barrel, the fucking scope, the fucking, I don't know, the grips, the front grip, the rear grip, the arse grip, whatever. There's everything on there. That's always been in there, and it's got really quite addictive music. Bizarrely, like it's not my cup of tea, but I find myself going. It's like, yeah, it's that fucking Call of Duty shit. So I think this might be a good one so far. But yeah,
Play the campaign, or is this what you're talking about?
no, this is only multiplayer beta, and it's going to have zombies and a campaign. Yeah. Hopefully, it has like Black Ops. I didn't play through the whole campaign of the last one, but it was interesting what I did play of it. But I was playing it on the controller on the PlayStation, and I was like, I've tried, because I was listening to this other shows. They were saying basically pro Call of Duty now is all controller play. There's no mouse and keyboard. It's all controller based.
Really?
And the big reason for that is the fucking huge aim assist you get on a controller.
Okay.
I was like, oh, right, okay. So I tried it with a controller. And I was like, I can't be asked to spend the time getting the sensitivity of the controller because I was just like, fucking, I don't know, Mr. Slow trying to turn around to fucking shoot, and it's like, I just get absolutely wrecked with the controller. Whereas mouse and keyboard, I'm just like, I've got used to it. I'm just like flipping around. No, I'm definitely not God. That is definitely not God. Like, but I can turn around literally within like a fraction of a second and point the other direction. Yeah. But while I'm doing that, I may end up pointing at the floor or the ceiling or what have you, because I'm not that good with a mouse and keyboard. But yeah, I feel like it would need a little bit of work with a controller, sensitivity settings and stuff, but it might actually be a lot easier on a controller, apparently, these days. But yeah, it's got all the cool, like, at the end, you get a play of the game like Overwatch at the end of each round. So whoever gets a shitload of kills in a row, you get to see just how fucking panicked and shit they were while they were doing their shooting, and like they were just blazing everywhere, but they managed to, like, the last kill was always like blah, 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 all over the fucking screen, and then it zooms in to like get like a kick on someone's toe and kills them. You're like, that looks shit, mate. But yeah, Black Ops 6, I don't know, feels like it's pretty decent. I'm going to be playing it when it comes out.
All right.
What about you, Dave? You going to be?
Did you enjoy it, Dave?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
I missed
did.
your part. Did you say?
Yeah, no, I played a couple of games. I
Literally
enjoyed
played
it
one game,
thoroughly.
didn't you, before the show?
I played 2 games before the show. But
Okay.
I've always loved
Mm.
COD multiplayer.
Yeah,
The
you've always
multiplayer's
dipped in. You've
where
always
where-
disappeared and dipped into the COD stuff for more than we have,
Yeah.
I think, right?
I can literally play like 2 or 3 hours of like the container map, and
Yeah, I'm not sure I can do
it
that.
just be my element. And a lot of people just like, it's too fucking crazy, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, literally kill die. I love the short games. I love it.
Yeah, it
And,
literally feels like about 8 to 10 minutes maximum for a game.
Yeah.
We absolutely annihilated a team, and I was like, oh, that was over quite quickly. And it said like 150 to like 12. I was like, oh, that is an absolute beasting.
That's not right.
That's not good. There's something wrong with the MMR there.
Did the what's it called? The primary school come out?
I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure what happened, but like it was like, oh. But what was I going to say? Oh, it's gone out of my head now. No worries. But yeah, it's good. Can't phrase. Get Game Pass for a couple of months. Try and play some COD.
All right,
like
what
the
else we got?
old days.
There were no old days. I don't think there were old
honestly,
days.
you fucking played Call of Duty 4 for fucking millions of hours. Don't tell me you didn't.
That was the old days.
All right, well, that's what I mean. This is the glory days are back for COD.
Are they? Do you think?
Could be. You basically pay like a tenner for like a month worth of COD.
Yeah, if I play it, that's the problem. I'll pay the tenner and then I'll load it up, play it once, and
And then you can play Star Trekker as well.
Yeah. Yes.
What else we got?
Oh,
Stationeers.
Oh yeah, you've got Stationeers still.
Yeah, still playing Stationeers. My partner in crime has gone on holiday. So I'm a little bit scared about actually making too many changes to the base while he's away.
Have you sent him a message just telling it's all blown up?
Not yet, no. He's on holiday. I don't want to.
Don't give him any stress.
Yeah. So yeah.
What are you working on?
Away at that.
I'm
server? Working on a centralized gas filtration and central heating and cooling system for the base. And I'm tying it in with our furnace, which you smelt all of our ores into alloys and metals and alloys. But I want to cool that gas, filter it into breathable air, and pipe it back into our base. So I'm getting there. There's a lot of work to do with it, and getting it right, and then writing some scripts to make sure the cooling and heating is in the correct values and stuff.
You don't want to be pumping boiling hot air into your fucking
that's it.
living environment.
That's
it's a bit toasty in here, love. Yeah, it's like 700 Kelvin.
Yeah, and that's it. And you are working in Kelvin. Well, I am anyway. So yes, I'm doing that. And I'm hesitant to start it all up because I don't want to blow the base up. Arnie will be very upset. well, I say very upset.
Could you
He-
not
he would
start
be-
like a new base somewhere
He'd be
separate? Say,
disappointed, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
angry.
It. Yeah.
I'm just disappointed.
Just
Yeah.
disappointed.
So we'll see. But yeah, I'm working on it. It is work, but it's good. You know, I'm quite happy that I'm spending time with Arnie because Arnie loves it. You know, Arnie's full in. When he's in
He's
it,
like
is
the stationer's expert.
he is. So
It's like
yeah,
he did it
there
at
was
university or something.
so he's been teaching me a bit on the coding stuff as well, which was nice.
Oh my god, you guys
Um,
are super nerding it.
yeah, pretty much. So
Part of
yeah,
me wants in.
It's on sale.
so
Yeah.
it's on sale. Yeah. Yeah. No,
What
just
was you saying
enjoying
about
it,
us
but
buying a
also
bike for
seems
10 grand earlier? I mean, you could buy stationers for about $30.
$30.
so yeah. So that's it. You know, it's still fun playing it. It's
Oh,
a lot of learning, a lot of sort of teaching myself.
something went wrong for the person on the video. They dead. Oh, look at it.
Yeah, that can happen. See, the thing is, if you play it in single player, like that's not, ooh, oh no, I've died. If you've
You reload to
if you
safe
phoned
space.
somebody else on a server that you can't like roll back, you're like, oh yeah, like
So if I was to come in and grief your base, that would be very bad.
yes, that's really bad.
Worth the $30 though.
Yeah, the price of admission's all right. I could go in, do it, and refund it.
Just make sure you stream it.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
Yeah, and stream the reaction too.
So I get, but like that is part of the gameplay as well. I understand that's part of the gameplay. So if it happens, it happens, and we can start again.
Right, but you don't have an open server though, do you? Or anything? What do you mean?
No,
Part of the
no.
things that bases get destroyed. That is part of the game.
Part of the learning process
People
is
may
you
make
do things wrong.
mistakes.
Yeah, mistakes are made. Depends on how severe the mistake is. That
There's no permadeath. What do you just respawn?
No, there's no permanent. No,
Do you have to go and collect all your resources somewhere?
Well, if you've blown everything up, you've blown everything up. It literally just deletes like stuff. It doesn't just throw them.
Doesn't leave you a little pile of stuff.
Atomizes your sandwiches.
Yeah. So me and Arnie have put in collectively, probably in the couple of weeks that we've had it, about 70 hours. Like, maybe not that much. Maybe 50
I don't know.
hours between us. So well, we're doing all this, and I'm sure at some point we're gonna get bored and we'll stop playing it, or we decide, oh, we'll go on to a different planet and we'll try a different challenge. We're on Europa at the moment, which is 100% oxygen, and it's minus like 133 degrees constantly, and it's a completely different challenge that me and Arnie have done before, and it's really fun, really interesting. It's we're learning that if you light fire in a pure oxygen environment,
It's not good.
it is not a good
It
thing
depends,
to
I
do,
suppose, how close you are to the fire.
Well, it's
Or does the fire
100%
come
oxygen.
towards you quite quickly?
Oil's
Oxygen-
supposed to be. Isn't any sort of grease or oils are supposed to be really bad in oxygen environment as well?
What, like it's not doesn't spontaneously combust though. You need a
Yeah, they
spark.
do. No.
Liquid nitrogen is not very good in a pure oxygen environment either. So, and nitrogen freezes at a lower temperature, a higher temperature than the Europa environment. It's very
A bit
it's very
scientific,
susceptible to
this.
It's
slowing up.
bad anyway.
Yes, yeah. Things are bad. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Pure oxygen isn't as great as it sounds.
No.
It's good when you breathe it, but not
Not
near
pure.
like a.
It's not.
Well, I don't know. I
actually.
thought it is, isn't it? I thought, in fact, doesn't it
No.
make you feel high? Pure oxygen.
I don't think a pure oxygen is that good for you to do. No,
No.
you need to dilute that shit right down. That's what.
Yeah.
That's
Add some nitrogen in there,
lots of nitrogen in there.
Mostly nitrogen,
but not frozen nitrogen.
No, I don't think that's
Probably
good for
not.
your lungs either.
No.
Feel like that might be a step towards what do you call that? Fucking cryogenics. Cryogenics.
So yeah.
All right.
Fun times.
Good.
Still.
Yeah, it seems to be. That's cool. Okay, that's good. That just leaves the old classic Hunt Showdown.
Have you not played anything else?
I played Hunt Showdown.
Okay, but
And Blacktrack, which we've already
Pretty
talked about.
much.
Blacktrack.
Yeah. I
Hunt
didn't-
Showdown 1896, I think you'll find it's called.
yeah.
Is that still the official game name?
That's now the new
the
official
new
game
official game name? Yeah.
Okay.
They added the 1896 at the end. Yeah,
I
so we
thought that
played.
was a temporary thing, but
name. No,
In a nutshell, we played a lot this week. We had some absolutely dire runs. We had some great runs. Actually, you and I had a cracking night, middle of the week, didn't we? We were playing. You were playing out your skin.
I don't know what's been going on. I don't know if it's the Call of Duty beta that's been like. I've just been like a bloodthirsty.
I don't like to say it. I don't like to say it, listeners. You probably don't like to hear it, but he does. Neil played well. Oh my god, I said it.
Yeah.
He was good.
I've been
he was
killing
better
people.
Than me.
Although-
was killing people.
Fraser did the most disgusting headshot yesterday,
Oh, that was cool, wasn't it? Yeah.
which was so surprising after having watched him attempt. There's a new boss. There's a new like roaming boss called Hellborn. Right, he's quite a big lad. He spews fire at you, which is dangerous, obviously. But he's a bigger lad than a hunter, right? So like, as I said,
He's
Fraser
way bigger. He's a big target.
nailed a headshot on this one hunter. He was just running towards him. He was just instantly headshot him. It was great. It was like, fucking hell. That was good. And then, moments later, was trying to shoot the Hellborn, aiming at the guy's ample chest. I say aiming. Fucking whiffed it about 4 times. I was like, how are you not
Every
fucking
shot
hitting that
worked.
guy? He's fucking huge.
Don't know, man. Sometimes it just doesn't happen.
It was funny. But
So
yes.
it's continued, but it's been throwing up great games. We've had some great games. Love the new map.
Is it still
yeah,
only the new map at the moment?
Still only the new map. I have no
Yeah.
I have no complaints really about gameplay and the map and everything. So fundamentally, at its core, Hunt is as great as it ever was, which is great. The UI is still not brilliant. It is much quicker than it was because obviously we've put in time now, so we're getting around it a lot quicker. I still don't think it's anywhere near optimized.
I think they'll improve things.
It needs to be tidied up. It needs to be straightened out. You know, it's like a cupboard. You know where everything is, but it's not really the best way it could be. And troubles with the servers. A few problems connecting. Some of them midweek, we weren't sure whether servers were going down for maintenance or whether it was problems. I think I'm experiencing more problems. The fact that I'm trying to play in Europe from here. And I noticed I had real trouble on Friday night last week. It'll be interesting if server loads cause me problems tonight. Then
Yeah, I don't quite know
that's
how
fine.
that all works. That's a little bit technical, I guess.
It just felt like I was the one who struggled and struggled.
You were the one that
struggled to
wasn't
get in.
loading into a map. It was like we
Right,
were
and
like
I
here,
was
and
the
it
only
kept saying
one.
waiting for players, and it was like everyone's turning around. It's like, well, Fraser's not here. It's like, I guess we're waiting for Fraser. And
And
then
I'm
it would
just-
go. Then we'd hear, oh, for fuck's sake, it's like not working. Blah 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 from Fraser, and it was like, shut the game down, reconnect, blah blah, blah whatever. And
It's
it's like,
odd
we're
because
still
it was
waiting.
it was doing the same sort of thing on quite a few occasions where it would load me. I'd reload the game. It would put me back into the map, and then it would just be a static screen staring straight ahead. And I could hear things going on around me, but I couldn't move. I was just, all I could see was like a static image in front of me. And that happened a number of times, like a repeatable, almost repeatable, right? But whatever. Certainly the last couple of days, it's been more than tolerable. The fun we're having playing outweighs the jank. So,
Maybe it is because when it first relaunched, the servers were. I mean, they had their biggest numbers they've ever had
True.
in
that's a good
terms of
point.
concurrent
Yes.
players. So maybe it was just literal server overloads that was causing the issues for the first 2 weeks, and now it's kind of calming down into the steady regular players are still playing, and the people who came back for like, yeah, this is great for a couple of weeks, and then just like they've moved on to something else again,
Right.
and now we're back to the hardcore.
Yeah, and that was the most frustrating thing, you know, when the game wasn't working. You know, the janky UI is a ball ache, but that's just part of pre-match, right? When the matches aren't working, that's very
You're
frustrating.
usually
So
readied up before I am.
I'm taking so long to get through any of that. I've just started to figure out the loadouts are saving a bit of time.
But it
But
does,
yeah, it's good.
like, in the game, definitely, like, while you're playing the actual game, it's like, it definitely looks a notch or two better than it did in the old.
Yeah.
Like, they've also
I would
updated
say-
the engine and stuff.
I would definitely say to people, if you've been on the fence about going in, now's the time to grab a buddy and go in and play, because there's a lot of Shonky players in there too. I
Well,
reckon,
we're
right now.
finding some shit players, sure.
Yeah. We're carrying some of them too. 2 stars.
Yeah. Yes.
So-
Some people who've been
but
up in 6-star territory before are now ranking at 2 stars. I don't know what's
The
going on with the
ranking below
matchmaking.
us, it's gone really weird, hasn't it?
So, but yeah, it's been fun. It's been
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it certainly has. Okay.
There's nothing
Well,
else quite like it.
There isn't. It is great. Yeah. Okay. So that's Hunt, and that's pretty much it. I think we'll call that a show, unless anyone disagrees.
Nope.
All those in favor of ending the show, say aye.
Aye.
Very good.
I didn't realize how late it was. Oh, but we're a lot later than we are.
Yeah, we had a late
We're
start.
later than we are.
Yeah.
I don't think we are. I think it is
We
as
are
late as it
normally.
is.
Late as we are normally. Oh.
All right, Dave, do you want to do your part?
Yes.
He's not
I will.
prepared.
I'm well prepared.
He's as prepared as usual.
I reckon he's had more beers than usual.
I might have done. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask questions or get involved, please contact us on our web form at sealpodcast.com. You can also contact us on email at sealpodcast@gmail.com or join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned on Twitter, X, Acast, which is our streaming platform, YouTube, which is at Seal Podcast, X, which is at Seal Podcast, and we have YouTube and Twitch channels. Twitch channel, which is at Seal Podcast, which we have all the links on as well, and we upload and stream to. Neil?
So we've
Chat.
had Andy, Christian, and James in the chat. Thank you for joining. That was everyone.
Nice. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Sorry for our tardiness in the live stream tonight. You won't notice that, of course, as Neil pointed out, if you're a normal listener. But anyway, as usual, all our thanks for tuning in and giving us your support. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
See you soon.
Right. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Bye.